based engineering and mining contractor. They're facing potential liquidation. This is after a creditor initiated legal proceedings in the Gauteng Division of the High Court, seeking a final or a provisional winding up order against the company. This is a move that Murray and Roberts says does not intend to oppose, and they're not going to be opposing this application, according to them. This as well comes after a period of intense financial distress for the company, which had been undergoing a business rescue process. For a reaction on the story, we joined on the line by the president of the Association of the Mineworkers and Construction Union, Joseph Mathunjwa. A very good afternoon to you, Mr. Mathunjwa. Good to have you with us on Africa in Business.
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to you, listeners or viewers.
So some economists, Mr. Mathunjwa, say that this comes as no surprise, as the company had experienced a rather significant liquidity constraints and the sale of its core assets. What are your thoughts on this? Are you in agreement?
Yes, this is a mix of many things that is happening in this country, whereby the economy is not growing, and also the promises of the government of a national development plan, where they projected that the economy will grow with certain percentage, of which that has never been realized. And we believe that is not only the liquidation that is will also suffer livelihoods. Many people will be losing jobs. And apart from that, or additional to that, the generational of knowledge in a complex engineering, mining, construction, and a large scale of civil projects are simply being erased. And this surely, if we have a responsive government that is centered and it puts South Africans or South Africa first before their egos whatsoever, they should have been taking these companies and put it under their wings as a state-owned enterprises and develop this country in their bulk project of infrastructure.
So we understand and know that Murray and Roberts is a key player in the engineering and mining sector. How many workers will be affected should they be liquidated?
We'll say employed currently, it's about 5,300 workers, substantially decreased from its earlier peak of 10,000 in 2021. And by losing this job, 30% of it will be lost. So we expected to lose putting around 1,600 hardworking employees at immediate risk of retrenchment. That is where it is going. Then you can, as Africans, one employee support 5, then you time. It's many people that we're going to go to bed without food under this hard condition of unemployment in this country.
We hear Murray and Roberts indicating that they don't have any intentions of challenging this liquidation process. And it brings a question to mind about the state of the construction sector in South Africa. How would you describe it? And what does Murray and Roberts not challenging this liquidation say to you?
To me, if I can try to summarize it, that the liquidation, as they are not challenging, one can focus it maybe on the issue of the BE that is misdirected, of which many of these big companies, they've got, black economic empowerment. Some of them, they don't even add value. It's just for the tick box exercise for compliance, of which at the end of the day, if you've got a person who's just taking money, doesn't add a value, why should you keep that company running? So this is the government allowed tender cartels and pushing their friends to be a BE partners in these big companies without any additional of expertise.
You spoke about BEE there, Mr. Mathunjwa, And you mentioned the structure that's been put in place. It's supposed to be an empowerment structure, where smaller companies in the construction sector get to work with the big five, so to speak, in the bigger construction companies. What then is the fate of those smaller players? I mean, if one of the big five construction companies like Murray and Robert fails to survive, what impact is that going to have on the larger industry and black business in particular?
Oh, it will suffer. I mean, remember, this government for 30 years hasn't built any economy, for that matter. So therefore, I mean, the fate of those small businesses that were clinging under this big five construction will disappear. Because, I mean, hence I'm saying, if the government can take over this big company, like for instance, as ArcelorMittal, that government should have taken that company under themselves and make it one of the SOEs. So all those black economic serious persons that maybe they were serious about business, they will suffer, because if the big tree falls, surely even the branches will be under the same tree. So therefore, we don't see any future of black economic empowerment in South Africa.
You mentioned the possibility and a possible strategy that government here might have taken in taking the likes of ArcelorMittal, Murray and Roberts, or any other, huge company that is under financial distress and converting them into a state-owned enterprise. But what logic or reward can that have as far as profitability is concerned? Because even the state-owned enterprises themselves are not thriving, and many of them would not survive if it were not for the bailouts that government keeps pumping into their coffers.
Incompetency. There is a future. It can work. It's just if you don't have competent people running these departments. And then you erase the issue of mismanagement, you erase the issue of corruption, and this thing called the comrade deployment, if there is any such thing. But if we've got competent people at the right space, this will be the savior for the people of South Africa, for the working class. But as long as we still got this incompetency, people running departments without any clear indication of any shred of a paper that suggests that he's competent in that space, we will also face it. The country actually has collapsed. This is a failed state. It's just the media does not want to pronounce it. It's a banana republic. It's a failed state. We are living by grace here because of lack of competent leadership from the top to bottom. Look at it now. We are sitting at 0.8 growth. Under the sitting president Ramaphosa, from Zuma was what, 1.7, 1.8. But it's still sitting there. We are clapping hands as if nothing happened. It's happening. Of above 40% of unemployment. And we are quiet.
Mr. Joseph Mathunjwa, thank you very much for your insight, a very impassioned statement there towards the end. Mr. Joseph Mathunjwa is the president of the Association of Mineworkers and Construction Union. We thank you for your time, sir.
Very much. God bless you.